All right, hello you guys. So today we're going to be learning about line of best fit. So yesterday you learned about correlation. If you don't remember about anything about correlation, go to yesterday's folder in the 1st of February and kind of watch those videos to make sure you have a clear understanding, because line of best fit is going to help you, or knowing correlation is going to help you better understand line of best fit. All right, let's get into it. So looking at this, take a second and pause the video if you need to, or start the timer. Which line do you think is a good model for the data? So if we're looking at these points right here, right, we have the scatter plot. You have line A, which is the blue, line B is the green, line C is the pink, and then line D is the purple. If you were to put a line of best fit to represent the data or the model or the scatter plot, which one do you think would work best? So let's kind of knock these out. So line A obviously is not correct because, for one, we have a negative correlated scatter plot, and line A would show that we have a positive. Well, that's not a true statement, so line A would not be a good line to look at, right? Now, line B is quite a bit off, right? It's not even near the majority of our points, the majority of our scatter plot points. And so because it's so off, we would not say line B is a good line to represent our model or for our data. Now, line C's and D's, you can kind of debate. If you were in class, you would have a good conversation with us on if line C or D is better. Both could be a possibility. However, if I were a student, I would definitely go with line D. Right, it's going through the center of both of those clusters, right? We have a cluster here of points, we have a cluster here of points. And if you look at it, they're going through, this line is going through the center of both these clusters. Line C kind of misses them, they're on the outskirts of it a little bit. So I would go with line D. And so that is what a line of best fit is, okay? It's a line to fit our scatter plot, our data. So anyways, D would be definitely a lot better line of best fit. So now let's kind of think about this. Researchers timed 20 children who were placed pegs into a pegboard. The task tests the children's ability to grasp and manipulate the objects. The scatter plot shows the linear association between the age of the children and the time spent to complete the task. Decide whether the line is a good fit for the data to explain your reasoning. So looking at this, again, we have 3 lines, A, B, and C. Again, if we're looking at A would not be a good line of best fit because it's going to a positive correlation when our scatter plot is showing a negative correlation. C is completely missing all of the points, right? It's not going through any of these points. It's not going through any clusters. So C would not be a line of best fit to represent the data. D would be a perfect one, right? It's going through our clusters, it's going right in the middle of this data. We can make a good prediction of where we think our points would lie if we're looking at age and time connected to this question. Okay. Now, I want you to pause it and see, can you place a line of best fit into this scatter plot here, right? Thinking about what we were just looking at, how could you place a line of best fit to, go through these clusters and represent this data in a good line? If you're looking, I would put one about right there, right? And then to plot, right, you do your x-axis, which is your speed, and then your y-axis. So over 35 here, and then up 27.1, so about right here is your point. So we would plot those, and you would ask me these questions. Anyways, the biggest thing that I want you to remember is line of best fit and how that represents into our data and how you can use it to find a good representation of scatter plots and if there's a correlation between our two data sets. All right, have a good day, and let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead and start the activity.